Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the world of the 6 most valuable, ultra-rare coins ever discovered. These are not just pieces of metal, they are hidden treasures capable of changing fortunes. Stay with me as we uncover their mystery, unheard value, and the incredible stories behind them. Don't forget, and let's begin this exciting journey into the world of rare coins. First up, the 1948 UK 1 shilling coin carries a rich historical story that begins in the early post-war years, when Britain was rebuilding its economy and re-establishing its identity after World War II. Although it was technically part of the pre-decimal system, many collectors today view it as one of the transitional denominations that helped guide the country toward modern decimalization decades later. What makes the 1948 issue particularly fascinating is that it reflects a moment of national recovery, marked by renewed minting practices, updated portrait styles, and evolving metallic compositions. Even in very dirty or heavily worn condition, its historical significance gives it a level of intrigue that few other mid-century British coins possess, making it an appealing subject for numismatic enthusiasts who enjoy connecting the stories of past generations with the coins that circulated in their hands. The composition of the 1948 shilling also plays a major role in its desirability, especially as collectors increasingly appreciate coins made without precious metals. While many pre-decimal pieces were struck in silver, this coin was produced using copper-nickel alloy, a decision that helped stabilize metal costs during a period of national rationing and economic adjustment. The copper content gives the coin a distinct tonal shift as it ages, which can make even a very dirty example visually engaging. Because coins from this era were used extensively and often stored without care, surviving examples in truly fine or higher grades have become unexpectedly rare, which only intensifies the excitement for collectors searching for exceptional pieces. The rarity of the 1948 shilling in very fine condition is what has pushed certain examples into remarkably high value ranges. Although an average circulated coin may not seem remarkable, coins retaining strong detail, sharp lettering, and original surface texture can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to as high as $9,000 or more among dedicated collectors. This is especially true when a piece is linked to a limited production run, striking anomaly, or highly preserved mint state appearance. Even a dirty specimen can become extremely valuable if its underlying details remain intact, and collectors often take great care not to clean such coins aggressively, as improper cleaning can dramatically reduce their market appeal and long-term investment potential. For investors and collectors alike, the 1948 1 shilling has become a symbol of stability within the numismatic market. Its values have shown consistent growth over the years, largely because collectors are increasingly turning toward mid-century coins as older silver issues become harder to find. The demand for copper-nickel pre-decimal pieces is also steadily rising, particularly those connected to the post-war era. Many investors appreciate that these coins serve as a bridge between traditional British currency and the modern decimal system, giving them a unique historical position while still remaining accessible to a wide audience. Over time, these factors have positioned the 1948 shilling as an emerging long-term asset with sustainable appreciation. Collectors seeking to add a valuable 1948 shilling to their collection often focus intensely on condition, as even small differences in wear can dramatically influence price. Studying grading standards is essential because the difference between a typical circulated coin and one classified as very fine can be thousands of dollars. Certification from reputable grading agencies not only protects the coin, but also establishes official confirmation of authenticity and condition, which reduces uncertainty and increases resale value. For very dirty coins, experts recommend leaving the coin untouched until a professional evaluates it, since natural patina is often more desirable than artificially brightened surfaces. Another important aspect of collecting valuable British coins is involvement in numismatic communities. By joining online forums, attending coin shows, and networking with experienced collectors, enthusiasts gain access to knowledge that cannot be found in textbooks alone. These communities help newcomers learn to identify subtle details, understand genuine versus counterfeit characteristics, and determine whether a coin has been cleaned or altered. The collaborative environment also helps collectors avoid common pitfalls, such as purchasing coins without proper provenance or failing to recognize hidden varieties that may significantly increase value. The cultural symbolism of the 1948 shilling adds even more depth to its appeal. Beyond being a simple monetary tool, it represents a nation transitioning from hardship to hope, preserving elements of British tradition while embracing a changing world. The crowned lion on the reverse, a powerful emblem of national strength and continuity, resonates with collectors who appreciate coins not just for their financial worth, but for their cultural message. This symbolism extends across borders, drawing attention from international buyers who recognize the shilling's role in global numismatic history and the broader story of post-war Europe. Ultimately, the long-term appreciation of the 1948 UK 1 shilling stems from the combination of its historical importance, its copper-based composition, its rarity in higher grades, and its growing desirability in the global collector market. As more collectors seek out mid-century pieces with proven cultural and economic value, coins like this one become even more significant. Its rise in price reflects not only its scarcity, but also its enduring story, one that continues to inspire new generations of enthusiasts. Whether cherished as an investment, admired for its artistry, or treasured for its historical symbolism, the 1948 shilling stands as a timeless reminder of the enduring value hidden in everyday coins. The journey of the 1948 UK 1 shilling from everyday pocket change to a highly coveted collectible also highlights how numismatics transforms ordinary objects into historical artifacts. What was once exchanged casually for groceries or bus fare has now become a prized reminder of a nation navigating its post-war identity. This transformation elevates the coin beyond its face value, showing how age, survival, and context can turn even a copper-nickel piece into a rare treasure. Collectors often remark that holding such a coin feels like holding a preserved moment in time. And this emotional connection is a major contributor to its rising demand and impressive price range. As the market for vintage British coins grows, the 1948 shilling is increasingly recognized as a cornerstone of mid-century numismatic collections. This is partly because its condition spectrum varies so widely. Many examples are heavily worn or dirty due to long circulation, while far fewer have survived with crisp details. This disparity creates a natural scarcity that boosts the desirability of higher-grade coins. Even coins that appear unattractive at first glance may conceal strong underlying features, and experienced numismatists know how to evaluate such pieces beyond surface dirt. This heightened appreciation drives more collectors to seek professional grading, ensuring the coin's true condition is accurately documented. Another factor contributing to its ascent in the global market is the growing interest in coins that represent economic transition. Although the 1948 shilling belongs to the pre-decimal system, it holds a symbolic connection to the eventual shift to decimal currency decades later. For collectors outside the UK, this adds a layer of intrigue, as they view the coin as part of a broader international narrative of modernization and changing monetary standards. Its affordability in lower grades paired with its high value potential in prime condition makes it appealing to both beginners and experienced investors who want a coin with a wide appreciation horizon. The future investment outlook for the 1948 shilling remains strong, primarily because the supply of unaltered and well-preserved specimens is shrinking each year. Many coins have been cleaned, mishandled, or improperly stored, reducing the pool of high-quality survivors. This natural attrition enhances the long-term growth potential of certified examples. Collectors who secure strong specimens today are often advised to maintain proper storage, avoid unnecessary handling, and keep documentation intact to ensure the coin continues appreciating. As demand rises and supply tightens, the 1948 shilling is expected to become even more of a standout in mid-century British numismatics. Ultimately, the 1948 UK 1 shilling endures as a powerful cultural and historical symbol that transcends its modest origins. It embodies the resilience of the British people, the evolution of the nation's currency system, and the timeless appeal of numismatic collecting. Its international recognition, combined with the emotional and historical weight it carries, ensures that its value is not solely measured in dollars, but also in the deep fascination it inspires. For collectors, it represents both a piece of the past and a promising asset for the future, making it a coin whose legacy will only continue to grow as the years pass. Second, the 1949 UK 1 shilling coin carries a uniquely powerful story within British numismatics, emerging from the early post-war era when Britain was rebuilding its national identity and stabilizing its currency system. Although still officially part of the pre-decimal structure, many collectors consider it one of the foundational denominations that paved the way for the eventual shift toward decimalization decades later. This perspective gives the 1949 shilling a symbolic role as a transitional coin, a bridge between the traditional British monetary system and the modern era. Even when found in very dirty condition, the coin maintains an aura of history, reflecting the wear of decades of circulation and the hands of countless individuals who used it during a time of economic recovery. The metal composition of the 1949 shilling plays an important role in its current appeal, particularly its copper-nickel alloy that replaced earlier silver issues. The presence of copper in the mix gives the coin a warm, muted tone as it ages, creating a patina that many collectors find visually beautiful despite dirt and discoloration. Because copper reacts subtly with air and handling over time, each surviving shilling develops its own unique surface character. Many circulated examples are heavily worn, making those with strong details, crisp lettering, and defined imagery highly sought after. The combination of widespread circulation and modest minting numbers has contributed to the rarity of well-preserved pieces, raising their desirability in today's numismatic market. Although common in lower grades, high-grade 1949 shillings can command surprisingly large sums, with exceptional examples selling anywhere between $1,000 and $9,000 or more among serious collectors. These elevated values reflect the difficulty of finding coins from this year that have survived without heavy wear, cleaning damage, or surface corrosion. Even a dirty example can turn out to be extremely valuable if the coin retains its original structural details beneath the grime. Collectors know that aggressive cleaning can permanently reduce value, so they often prefer naturally aged coins. In professional auctions and private sales, rare high-grade 1949 shillings continue to rise in price, which demonstrates the growing demand for mid-century British copper-nickel coinage. The investment potential of the 1949 shilling has grown steadily as more collectors begin to appreciate mid-20th century British coins. Traditionally, earlier silver coins were seen as the more desirable collectibles, but in recent years, attention has shifted toward copper-nickel pieces that represent Britain's post-war transition. The 1949 shilling holds a distinct place in this narrative because it reflects a moment when material shortages, economic pressures, and evolving minting strategies shaped the nation's coinage. Investors are drawn to the coin not only for its historical weight, but also for its increasing scarcity and high-grade condition, positioning it as a promising long-term asset that blends affordability, rarity, and cultural importance. Collectors interested in obtaining a premium example of the 1949 shilling must pay close attention to grading standards. Coins classified as fine, very fine, or extremely fine can vary dramatically in value, and understanding the nuances of wear patterns, strike clarity, and surface preservation is essential. Certification from respected grading agencies provides not only authenticity but also measurable assurance of quality, making it easier to buy, sell, or trade confidently. For coins found in dirty condition, professional evaluation is recommended before any cleaning attempt, as even minor scratches or unnatural brightness can significantly lower its future resale value. Participation in the numismatic community is another vital part of understanding coins like the 1949 shilling. Joining collector groups, attending events, and discussing finds with experienced enthusiasts can help new collectors recognize rare varieties, identify damage, and develop the skills needed to evaluate coins accurately. These communities also share insights about market trends, upcoming auction opportunities, and historical context that can't be found in textbooks alone. Being part of a knowledgeable group helps collectors build confidence, avoid costly mistakes, and develop a deeper appreciation for the craft and history of coin collecting. The cultural symbolism of the 1949 shilling remains one of the most compelling reasons for its enduring fascination. The design featuring the crowned lion, a centuries-old emblem of British resilience and authority, speaks to a nation redefining itself after the turbulence of World War II. Collectors often connect emotionally with this symbol, appreciating the coin not just for its monetary history, but its representation of British endurance. This symbolism carries international weight as well, drawing interest from collectors around the world who view the shilling as a piece of global history, not just a national artifact. Over time, the 1949 UK 1 shilling has established itself as a powerful example of how cultural heritage, economic history, and collectible value can merge into a single coin. Its rising market price reflects not only its scarcity, but also the story it tells about mid-century Britain and the evolution of its currency. As more collectors seek meaningful, historically grounded pieces with long-term appreciation potential, the 1949 shilling stands out as a strong candidate. Whether held as an investment, admired as a historic token, or cherished for its cultural symbolism, this coin continues to capture the imagination of numismatists across the world, ensuring its appeal and value endure far into the future. The remarkable rise of the 1949 1 shilling in today's collector market is also tied to its place in the broader narrative of Britain's post-war transformation. Coins minted during this era reflect a nation in transition, balancing tradition with the need for modernization. The 1949 shilling captures this balance perfectly, retaining its classic heraldic imagery while being struck in more practical copper-nickel alloy instead of precious metals. Many collectors feel that this particular year marks a turning point in British coinage philosophy, where durability and mass utility began to outweigh aesthetic extravagance. This gives the coin a special resonance, especially for those who appreciate the subtle ways economics and politics shape currency design. In addition to its emotional and historical weight, the 1949 shilling has become increasingly popular due to the scarcity of original, uncleaned specimens. Over the decades, countless coins were scrubbed, polished, or mishandled by individuals unaware of how significantly such actions reduce numismatic value. As a result, the number of untouched coins left in fine or very fine condition is dwindling. This natural reduction of surviving quality pieces makes every well-preserved example even more valuable. Collectors today often prefer coins that show natural dirt, patina, or gentle wear, because these characteristics prove authenticity and long-term preservation far more than artificial shine ever could. Another reason the 1949 shilling continues to grow in popularity is its strong performance in international markets. Collectors from the United States, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia have increasingly shown interest in mid-century British coins, especially those tied to historical periods of reconstruction and social change. This widening global audience has created competitive demand, pushing prices upward and strengthening the coin's long-term potential. The accessibility of the coin in lower grades also makes it a popular entry point for new collectors worldwide, while its potential to reach premium values at high grades appeals to seasoned investors with a keen eye for growth. The enduring charm of this coin also lies in the individuality of each surviving piece. No two 1949 shillings, especially those found in dirty or aged condition, look exactly alike. Each has followed its own journey, passing through markets, pockets, drawers, and decades of human history. Collectors value this individuality, viewing each coin as a personal artifact rather than a generic object. This sense of uniqueness contributes to the emotional attachment many enthusiasts feel toward their collections. The 1949 shilling, with its distinctive tarnish patterns and natural aging, becomes more than metal. It becomes a preserved story shaped by time. Ultimately, the long-term appreciation of the 1949 UK 1 shilling reflects its powerful blend of rarity, symbolism, and historical depth. As time moves forward, coins from this era only become harder to find in collectible condition, ensuring that values continue to rise steadily. Collectors worldwide view it as not only a solid investment, but also a meaningful cultural relic that captures the essence of Britain's mid-century identity. The coin's ability to resonate across generations and across borders ensures its position as an enduring favorite in the numismatic world, promising both financial growth and historical satisfaction for those who choose to preserve it. Third, the 1950 UK 1 shilling coin stands as a remarkable artifact from a nation still adjusting to the economic and cultural shifts of the post-war period, and its story continues to fascinate collectors today. Although part of the long-standing pre-decimal system, it is now often viewed as one of the transitional denominations that symbolically paved the path toward decimalization in the decades that followed. Its design reflects Britain's effort to uphold tradition during a time of rapid change, while its everyday use in the early 1950s makes it a window into the daily lives of ordinary people rebuilding their futures. Even in very dirty condition, the coin radiates the weight of its journey, carrying with it the accumulated marks of history that only add to its allure. The copper-nickel composition of the 1950 shilling is a defining characteristic that has played a major role in its growing appeal. With silver no longer sustainable for mass circulation, the UK Mint adopted a harder, more practical alloy that preserved durability while still offering a pleasing appearance. Over time, the copper element in the alloy reacts with the environment, giving older shillings a rich and often dramatic patina, especially when left untouched and allowed to age naturally. Even heavily dirty specimens can be valuable because dirt often protects the original surfaces underneath. What makes the 1950 issue even more intriguing is how varied its surviving condition can be, with countless heavily worn examples and extremely few that maintain crisp details, making higher-grade pieces incredibly rare. The surprising rarity of the 1951 shilling in very fine or better condition has driven its value sharply upward in recent years. While lower-grade examples remain affordable, coins with stronger strikes, deeper detail, and minimal wear can easily range from $1,000 to $9,000 or more. This wide value range reflects the extremely small number of well-preserved pieces that survived decades of circulation. Even a dirty coin with strong underlying features can jump dramatically in value once professionally evaluated. Collectors are particularly cautious about cleaning, as any attempt to brighten or polish the coin can erase its natural patina and leave harsh scratches that destroy its investment potential. As a result, untouched coins, even grimy ones, have become some of the most desirable in the market. The investment potential of the 1950 shilling continues to grow as collectors increasingly recognize the long-term appeal of mid-century British currency. Earlier silver coins have dominated the hobby for generations, but recent attention has shifted toward post-war copper-nickel issues that represent a turning point in monetary history. Investors appreciate that these coins combine historical importance with growing scarcity, especially as more collectors seek out high-grade examples. The 1950 shilling benefits from this trend tremendously because it represents a pivotal era and offers strong long-term price stability, especially when certified and preserved professionally. For collectors hoping to secure a valuable 1950 shilling, careful attention to grading standards is essential. Tiny differences in detail, luster, and wear can mean the difference between a modestly priced coin and one worth thousands. Understanding what qualifies as very fine or higher requires experience, which is why certification from well-known grading agencies has become an important step. A graded coin not only provides assurance of authenticity and condition, but also increases buyer confidence, making resale significantly easier. Collectors are urged never to clean dirty coins themselves, as natural tunning is far more desirable than artificially altered surfaces. Engaging with numismatic communities is one of the best ways for collectors to deepen their understanding of coins like the 1950 shilling. Within these communities, enthusiasts share practical advice, discuss market trends, compare finds, and help newer collectors identify hidden varieties or signs of damage. Whether through online forums, social groups, or local coin clubs, these networks provide valuable insights that improve both collecting and investing skills. The shared passion for history and preservation also makes the experience far more rewarding, turning coin collecting into a connected, collaborative hobby rather than an isolated pursuit. The cultural symbolism of the 1950 shilling remains a major part of its enduring charm. Its iconic heraldic imagery, the crowned lion standing proudly, captures a sense of national identity, strength, and unity during a time when Britain was redefining its role in the world. This symbolism resonates deeply with collectors, making the coin a meaningful reminder of resilience, continuity, and pride. Its connection to post-war Britain gives the coin not just financial value, but emotional and historical weight that transcends generations. In the global numismatic market, the 1951 shilling has earned a respected place because it blends rarity, beauty, and cultural importance. Its international appeal continues to rise as collectors worldwide seek coins that are not only scarce but meaningful. As surviving high-grade pieces become increasingly difficult to find, long-term value appreciation appears strong. Whether admired as a historical artifact, pursued as a growing investment, or treasured for its symbolism, the 1950 shilling remains a powerful and enduring piece of British numismatic heritage, one whose relevance only continues to deepen with time. The 1951 shilling also fascinates collectors because each surviving coin tells a different story through its wear patterns, discoloration, and natural patina. Many of these coins spent decades moving through pockets, markets, and daily transactions before being retired, which gives every specimen a unique character. The dirt and oxidation that settle onto its surface often create a layered appearance that reveals just how far the coin has traveled through time. To numismatists, this individuality is part of what makes the 1950 shilling so captivating. Even two coins of the same grade can look dramatically different, adding both charm and personality to each collection that features one. Another factor contributing to the rising value of the 1950 shilling is the steady shrinking of available high-quality examples. Many coins from this period were casually stored, cleaned improperly, or exposed to moisture that left permanent marks. These conditions mean that truly collectible specimens become more scarce each passing year, especially those retaining strong relief and original mint characteristics beneath the dirt. Collectors who find uncleaned, original pieces increasingly recognize their importance, not only for present-day value but also for future potential. As the population of intact coins slowly diminishes, each remaining example becomes a more significant survivor of its era. International collectors have also played a major role in boosting the 1950 shilling's desirability. As British currency continues to hold strong cultural appeal worldwide, collectors from outside the UK search eagerly for coins connected to historical turning points. The 1950 shilling, representing Britain's early post-war recovery, appeals to collectors who appreciate coins tied to important global narratives. This international demand widens the coins market and fuels competitive bidding, especially in the upper price range. As more collectors in different regions discover mid-century British coins, the 1950 issue gains even broader recognition and credibility in global numismatics. Much of the coin's long-term appeal lies in its ability to bridge the gap between everyday history and collectible rarity. It is not a coin locked away from the public like ancient artifacts. Instead, it is a piece of common currency that evolved into a valued historical object over time. This transformation from ordinary to extraordinary gives the 1950 shilling a relatable human quality that resonates with both beginners and experts. It teaches collectors that valuable coins are not always struck from precious metals or produced in tiny numbers. Sometimes, value emerges from the survival of a few well-preserved pieces against the odds of circulation. In the long view, the 1950 UK 1 shilling continues to strengthen its place in numismatic culture because it carries significance, beauty, historical weight, and investment promise all at once. As the years pass, its combination of rarity, symbolism, cultural resonance, and international admiration ensures that it remains a standout among mid-century British coins. Collectors who invest in the 1950 shilling are not just acquiring a numismatic piece, they are preserving a fragment of Britain's evolving identity. The coin's ability to grow in value while maintaining its deep historical meaning guarantees it a permanent place in both collections and the broader story of world coinage. Fourth, the 1951 UK 1 shilling coin represents a powerful chapter in Britain's numismatic story. Emerging from the early 1950s, when the nation was rebuilding its economic identity and adjusting to post-war realities. Although still part of the pre-decimal currency system, collectors today often view it as one of the denominations that symbolically anticipated the coming shift toward decimalization decades later. This historical positioning gives the 1951 shilling a unique charm, blending old-world tradition with hints of modern currency evolution. Even when found in very dirty condition, the coin carries a sense of authenticity and depth, showing the marks of its long journey through countless hands during an era filled with political shifts, cultural change, and economic recovery. What further elevates the 1951 shilling is its copper-nickel composition, which replaced earlier silver issues and marked a practical transition in British minting. The copper component in the alloy reacts subtly over time, giving older specimens a rich, subdued patina that collectors love. Dirt buildup, discoloration, and darkened surfaces often protect the original metal underneath, meaning a dirty coin can actually be more valuable than a harshly cleaned one. Many shillings from this year circulated extensively, and the few that survive with sharp detail beneath the grime have become highly desirable. Because the metal ages differently depending on environment and handling, each 1951 shilling develops its own character, making well-preserved examples both rare and visually captivating. Despite its once common use, the 1951 1 shilling has become surprisingly scarce in very fine or higher condition. Years of circulation left most examples heavily worn, while others were cleaned improperly, scratched, or damaged through careless storage. This scarcity has driven significant market growth, with top-grade examples reaching values from $1,000 to $9,000 or more. The value range reflects both the rarity of high-quality pieces and the strong collector interest in transitional era 1 shillings. Even a dirty coin with its original surfaces intact can command impressive prices once professionally examined. In the world of numismatics, untouched coins with natural aging are often far more valuable than artificially brightened ones, making authenticity and surface originality crucial for investors. The investment potential of the 1951 shilling is strengthened by its position within a growing collector trend toward mid-century British currency. As earlier silver coins become more difficult to obtain and more expensive, attention has shifted to copper-nickel pieces with historical relevance and long-term appreciation potential. The 1951 shilling embodies this shift perfectly. It is old enough to be historically significant but modern enough to feel accessible to new collectors. Its rarity at higher grades, combined with its rising demand, makes it a compelling long-term investment. Many experienced collectors expect its value curve to continue climbing as more people recognize its scarcity and cultural importance. For anyone seeking to add a valuable 1951 shilling to their collection, understanding grading standards is essential. The difference between a typical circulated coin and one classified as very fine can mean thousands of dollars in value. Collectors must learn to examine details such as the sharpness of the crowned lion, the clarity of lettering, and the preservation of the king's portrait. Certification from reputable grading services greatly increases a coin's reliability in the market, providing documented proof of condition and authenticity. Leaving dirty coins uncleaned is especially important, as professional graders prefer surfaces with natural tunning and untouched texture, which contributes significantly to long-term value. Joining numismatic communities is one of the best ways to deepen understanding of coins like the 1951 shilling. These communities, whether online forums, collector groups, or local clubs, provide invaluable insights into market trends, rarity levels, grading tips, and trading opportunities. By engaging with fellow enthusiasts, collectors can avoid costly mistakes, learn to spot high-grade examples, and uncover lesser-known varieties or minting quirks. The shared knowledge found within these groups helps new collectors grow their confidence and helps experienced collectors refine their strategies, making the entire collecting journey far more rewarding. Beyond its value and rarity, the cultural symbolism of the 1951 shilling plays a major role in its enduring appeal. The coin features the crowned lion, a symbol of strength and continuity deeply rooted in British identity. In the context of the early 1950s, this imagery represented resilience during a time when the nation was redefining itself after wartime hardship. Collectors around the world connect with this symbolism, appreciating how the coin captures both the spirit of tradition and the momentum of progress. Its design is a reminder of Britain's enduring legacy during a transformative period in history. In the long term, the 1951 UK 1 shilling promises continued appreciation as it becomes increasingly scarce in collectible condition. Its blend of historical weight, cultural symbolism, and investment potential makes it an important piece within global numismatics. As collectors worldwide continue seeking meaningful coins with strong narratives, the 1951 shilling stands out as a timeless treasure. Whether held as an investment, admired for its artistry, or valued as a cultural artifact, this coin carries a legacy that grows more significant with every passing year, ensuring its place as one of the most respected and cherished pieces of mid-century British coinage. The 1951 1 shilling also stands out because each surviving piece carries distinct marks of its personal history. The dirt that settles into its crevices, the subtle darkening of its copper-nickel alloy, and the softened edges from years of circulation tell a unique story. These visual details often reveal how widely the coin traveled and how heavily it was used during a time when cash played an essential role in daily life. Collectors appreciate that no two dirty 1951 shillings look exactly alike, giving each coin its own personality and sense of authenticity. This individuality adds emotional depth to the collecting experience, transforming each piece into a miniature relic of Britain's evolving mid-century society. Another factor boosting the coin's desirability is the continued decline in preserved examples. Many of the 1951 shillings that survived into the modern era suffered from environmental damage, improper storage, or aggressive cleaning by people unaware of the coin's numismatic value. As a result, high-quality pieces with original surfaces have become increasingly scarce. The shrinking supply naturally enhances their value. As collectors recognize that every year fewer untouched specimens remain available, this reality makes each genuine, unaltered coin a significant survivor, prized not only for what it is, but also for what it has endured. The international fascination with British coinage has also expanded the global audience for the 1951 shilling. Collectors from around the world appreciate British coins for their rich symbolism, historical depth, and connection to a globally influential nation. The 1951 shilling, with its emblematic lion and post-war context, resonates strongly with collectors beyond the UK. Many view it as a coin that captures a pivotal moment in world history, not just national history. This worldwide interest drives competitive bidding and contributes to the steadily rising values seen in the upper grading ranges. Additionally, the 1951 shilling has gained attention for its role as a coin that balances accessibility and exclusivity. In lower grades, it remains obtainable for new collectors exploring British numismatics. Yet in higher grades, it is elusive enough to inspire serious pursuit among experienced investors. This balance makes it a versatile coin, one that invites beginners into the hobby while still offering substantial challenge and reward for seasoned collectors. Its ability to appeal across skill levels ensures its longevity in the numismatic world and contributes to a broader appreciation of mid-century British currency. Over time, the 1951 UK 1 shilling has solidified its position as an important and enduring collectible, celebrated not only for its rising monetary worth, but for its deeper cultural and historical resonance. It represents a Britain rebuilding its identity while holding firmly to its traditions, a nation in transition yet rooted in strength. As more collectors seek coins with genuine stories and lasting value, the 1951 shilling continues to shine as a symbol of resilience, heritage, and timeless appeal. The longer it survives, the more significant it becomes, ensuring that its legacy will remain strong for generations to come.